afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to Horsepower Obsessed. My name is Justin, and today we're going to talk about the C8 Corvette and the fact that it may just end up being Road and Track's Performance Car of the Year, as well as a few other C8 Corvette related items. So let's just get right into it. Alright guys, so obviously we know the C8 Corvette is being tested by a few different places, one of them being Motor Trend. We've talked about that before in a couple of my previous videos, and I'll link those up here to the top right of this video, so you can check it out if you haven't seen it just yet. We've seen a few videos from Motor Trend explaining how launch control works, as well as giving us tips on how to use the burnout mode for the car, which is all pretty cool. Like I said, we've discussed that before though. What we haven't seen is anything from the other guys testing the car. So none of the other major magazines have really given us any information about the C8 Corvette, but that has just changed. We just got word that apparently Road and Track has the new Corvette in the running for Performance Car of the Year already. This is awesome news because the car is apparently blowing some people away over there, just like we always knew it would. The performance of the new C8 Corvette is obviously mind-blowing enough that Road and Track decided it has to be a contender for the Performance Car of the Year award, calling it, quote-unquote, our most exciting field of contestants ever. The magazine announced last week that the new Corvette has in fact been chosen as one of the 11 eligible cars for its 2020 Performance Car of the Year award. The C7 Corvette has some history in this competition as well, with the 2019 Corvette ZR1 and the 2014 Corvette Stingray, both winning titles as the Performance Car of the Year in their years respectively. Rules for the competition, of course, remain the same as last year and the year before that. The contestants are required to either be brand new to the market or a heavily revised model. Based on last year, the winner should be announced by Road and Track somewhere in the November timeframe, which just so happens to be right around the same time that the embargoes are lifted on the C8 Corvette's reviews from third parties and these magazines as well. Definitely interesting stuff here, guys. We're about to start seeing the real-world performance data from this car tested by the people who can really push its limits. Here's what Road and Track had to say about the new Corvette in the preview for the Performance Car of the Year award competition. Quote, "Yup, we just got the new Corvette for Performance Car of the Year. It's easily the most anticipated car to debut in 2019 thanks to the relocation of its engine from the front to the middle. Something car magazines have been predicting would happen for decades. Another big change is the absence of the manual transmission from the option list, with the 495 horsepower V8 sending power to the rear wheels via dual clutch automatic only. We're curious to see how it performs," unquote. Now, this is especially interesting because the C8 Corvette is competing against some pretty serious foes. Some of its competition? The new Toyota Supra, a Lexus RC Track Pack, the Lotus Evora GT, McLaren 600 LT Spider, Lamborghini Huracan Evo, BMW M2 Competition, Mazda MX-5 Miata Club, Hyundai Veloster N, Porsche 911 Carrera S, and the Nissan GT-R Nismo. Out of its competition, I think the C8 Corvette is likely the most quote-unquote changed, and with the performance that Chevrolet has reported, I think it stands a pretty good chance to come out of the competition with this title. What do you guys think? Out of the cars I just listed there, do you think the C8 Corvette has got this? Let me know in the comments down below. Moving right along to the next piece of information about the C8 Corvette, it's yet another award. There is yet another award that the new Corvette has potential to rack up, and that is the North American Car of the Year award. As you can tell, this car is likely to be winning awards left and right, and while I'm not surprised, it's definitely awesome to see it happening so soon. The new Stingray will be competing against 11 other cars, including another GM offering, a Mercedes-Benz C-Class, and a BMW 3 Series, to list a few. This category isn't quite as impressive as the Performance Car of the Year award in my opinion, but nevertheless, it's still awesome to see such a radically changed car, such as the C8 Corvette, already turning heads. The next bit of information is going to be for any of you out there who ordered or was interested in the information on the high wing option. We recently got some clarification on how the high wing option is going to work. The high wing for the C8 Corvette was something I thought I wanted initially, right up until I walked into the dealership to order mine. I placed my order with Click Lewis Chevrolet, and they were kind enough to actually put me in the driver's seat, so to speak, and choose all my own options. It was literally right then that I decided I didn't want to do the high wing because I already have the C7 ZR1 with a really high wing, and I wanted to keep this car a little bit different. Even before realizing that, I had a lot of questions on how this wing would work, since there wasn't a museum delivery option with that wing due to the fact that it's a dealer-installed option, which means the guys at the dealership basically install it after the car arrives. This by itself was a little scary as far as I'm concerned. I don't really like the idea of a mechanic who may not know what he's doing pawing all over my brand new $80,000 car. Most of you Corvette guys out there I know feel the same way. But anyway, ordering a Z51 car plus a high wing option equals you owning 2 spoilers. So let's clarify. If you order a Z51 car, it's shipped to the dealership with the Z51 spoiler installed and the high wing option inside of the car for the dealership to install for you. This basically means someone at the dealership will remove the Z51 spoiler and install the high wing option, thus leaving you with an extra spoiler of the Z51 variety to do with as you please. It's definitely an interesting way to handle this situation, but also kind of cool. What do you guys think? Did any of you order this car with the high wing? I'm curious to hear what you think of the process if you did. It's basically the same if you order a set of accessory wheels during the order process. Like I stated in my video where I ordered my C8 Corvette, the carbon flash Trident wheels are an accessory item, and so is the high wing option. The only difference is that there's not enough room inside the car, so the wheels are shipped separately to the dealership. In the end, you wind up with 2 sets of wheels, those that are shipped on the car and those that are shipped to the dealership separately. That's why the carbon flash painted Trident wheels are so much more expensive than the carbon flash open spoke painted wheels, because ultimately you're getting an extra set of wheels at the end of the day. Moving right along to the next little piece of information here, there have been some shots of the convertible controls on the C8 Corvette door panel. Yes, you heard me correct, the door panel. Apparently these pictures have been around for a while now, showing something that no one really seemed to question originally, and that's the convertible operation button and a button to lower the rear glass. As you can see in this picture, there is clearly a button for lowering the convertible top below the driver and passenger side window controls, and right next to it is the button for lowering the glass in the rear. Definitely pretty cool, and it's a very interesting placement for it. These buttons are typically somewhere on the center console, but this placement makes much more sense to me. We're getting very close to seeing the convertible reveal, which is set to happen on the 2nd of October, with the convertible C8 Corvette going into production in February. The car just keeps getting closer and closer, guys. Are you all as excited for it as I am? All right, guys, that's going to do it for today's upload. Give me a big thumbs up if you liked what you saw here today. And if you have any questions about the C8 Corvette or anything we discuss on this channel, please feel free to leave it in the comments section down below or send me an email, horse.power.obsessed@gmail.com. I'm always happy to hear from you guys. Subscribe if you haven't yet, guys. I have C7 and C8 content coming that you are not going to want to miss. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one.